Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Hello, my internet fans. Welcome to the next episode of Stat Boy Sports Bar featuring Dori Lou. I am your host, and I'm not yelling, I'm green. I am the Stat Boy. Let's bring in everybody who's ready to go. We have my world famous co-host, Dori Lou, down in the lower left corner. He's just ugh because when we get to talking football, prepare your ears. He's going to be ticked. We got good old Zach down in the corner. And below me, we have the Cleveland combatants, good old Josh. And producer Boss Man is in the middle.
Zach, before we get too far gone, we got to do something about that glare behind you, man. We can barely see your face.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
The sun is bright down in New Orleans. Yes. We've got plenty to talk about. We've got lots of time. Sadly, we have to start off in memoriam with Chicago Blackhawk star Bobby Hull, who sadly passed away. Dori Lou, you got the stats on Mr. Bobby Hull? Microphone.
May he be resting in peace. There we go. Lived to be the ripe old age of 84. He was known as the Golden Jet, and I can't remember all the details on that, but if you hear references to the Golden Jet, they are talking about Mr. Bobby Hull. Briefly, he was with the Chicago Blackhawks when they won the Stanley Cup in 1961. He was also inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame back in 1983.
They called him the Golden Jet because of his long blonde hair and his ability to fly down the ice at a very fast pace. And
That's good to me.
Bobby Hull, there probably wouldn't have been a Gordie Howe, which probably wouldn't have been a Wayne Gretzky, which probably wouldn't have been an Alex Ovechkin. Fight me.
Nah, not today.
Okay. Not today? Okay.
Not today. You got kids slapped earlier, so it's all good.
Yeah, well, I did. Jeff, do you have a little schedule of what's on tap today?
Just go for it.
Okay, fine. We're going to continue talking about hockey with the NHL Pro Rankings. We'll talk about the Royal Rumble, which, of course, was sponsored by Mountain Dew Pitch Black. I will open this when we get to that conversation. Well, of course, we'll talk about the meat and potatoes of the Stat Boy Sports Bar, which, of course, is NFL football. As we finish up the conference champions, the Super Bowl is set, and we'll give the results and what's going to happen in our Pick'em contest. And Dori Lou will then give us some positive notes to finish out the week. And let's not forget, oh my God, did you see that scour? Oh my, Zach is really ticked off about this breaking news from the NFL. But let's get the calm before the storm. Let's go into hockey. Let's bring up the NHL power rankings. Josh, you look so happy. I know you're not a hockey guy. I do apologize for that. Let me quickly bring up my my stats, because that's what I do, because I am the stat boy. What is a stat boy without stats? He's just a rambling idiot that doesn't know anything.
I mean, I thought that's how you normally are.
Soon. The Boston Bruins are still the number one team at 81 points. They lead their division. The Carolina Hurricanes are ranked number 2 at 72 points. The Maple Leafs are at 70. The New Jersey Devils are at 68. The Dallas Stars are at 66. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the Winnipeg Jets are each at 65 points. The Lightning have a 9-goal lead, 175 to 166. The Kraken, who are currently in first place, but that all could change depending on what the Kings do later on. They're just getting ready to start and hit the ice. 63 points for them. The Kings are right behind at 62, and they have the advantage over the Knights by 9 goals, 169 to 160. And the Rangers are also tied with 62 points. They're at 157 goals. The Oilers are by themselves at 60 points. The Capitals, who are about to drop the skates on the Blue Jackets, they have 58 points, tied with Dory's Wild, but they have an 11-goal lead, 162 to 151. The Penguins.
Wild.
There you go. Although last week it was a shootout victory for the Wild, which gave Dory some pretty good fantasy points. We'll get to that in a bit. The Penguins, the Flames, and the Avalanche are all at 57 points. The Penguins have a 4-goal lead over the Flames, and the Flames have a 6-goal lead over the Avalanche, 161, 157, and 151. The Sabres are by themselves at 56 points. The Islanders are at 55. The Panthers and the Smashville Predators are tied at 54. Florida has a 41-goal lead, 178 to 137. Come on, Smashville, pick it up and score some goals. The Flyers are at 51 points. The Red Wings are at 50. The Blues and the Senators are tied at 49. The Blues have a 10-goal lead, 156 to 146. The Canadians are at 44 points. The Canucks are at 43. And the Canucks just got rid of Bo Horvat. He is now an Islander. The news dropped just a couple days ago. There was going to be maybe some talk about a possible trade in fantasy for that. I haven't made that rule official. I did have to consider it, thinking, what would happen if your fantasy player switched teams? What can you do with him? I'll get to that in a bit. The Sharks, who I do have a quick story to tell about at the end of the rankings, are at 41 points. The Coyotes are at 38. The Ducks are at 37. And thank you, they're on a 3-game win streak. That's all I want to say about that. And the Blackhawks are at 34 points. And the Blue Jackets are at 33 points. So what happened to the Sharks? Here's a bit of a post, if we have it. Do we have the post from Renegade?
Just go ahead and read it off too, because I couldn't make the thing edit work in time.
Well, that's okay. The post read that the Sharks have the only team in NHL history to score a goal on an empty net, meaning they were up 3-2. Whoever they were playing pulled their goalie. They scored the empty net goal. Normally in hockey, that's the nail in the coffin, because at that point, you're 2 goals down with time running out. The game should be on lock. However, Renegade teaches us, don't count the game out before it's over. Because as we learned from the Mighty Ducks of 1992, how long does it take to score a hockey goal? Less than a second. Whoever they were playing at the time, I can't remember the other team, did so. They scored 3 unanswered goals. The Sharks lost the game in overtime 5-4. The last time it happened to the Sharks was back in the 90s. And there was one other team that it happened way back when. So the Sharks give that odd distinction that just because you score the empty net, the game ain't over. Way to go, Sharks. Wow, nothing on that. Oh, because we're not hockey guys, apparently.
Sorry, I had a visitor you may or may not have seen briefly cross my camera.
Tyler came
So
in.
I was otherwise not paying attention. Sorry.
It's all right. As far as fantasy hockey goes and the NHL, we are getting ready for All-Star break. So we are doing well on that. We have a Zach, this does pertain to you. Don't turn off the camera yet. You're still in second place overall. Dory's fourth place. I'm still seventh place. That's all fine and dandy. We're still trying to knock Emmanuel off of his top spot, which he's been doing ever since week 8. I can't believe that guy.
Yeah.
What's that? No? Okay. He doesn't want to say it. That's fine. But yeah, we get ready for the All-Star break. They're actually doing a bye week this season. A lot of teams have decided to take a break before the All-Star game and come back and play, leaving only a few games this week before things quiet down for like 4 days. The All-Star game is different also as the teams were split into divisions. They're going to play 3-on-3 hockey for 20 minutes. It's going to be, I believe, Pacific versus Metropolitan against Central versus Eastern. The teams, you've got the East versus West. The team that wins splits $1 million in cash, skills, and everything else. So keep an eye on that. The Capitals are getting ready to drop the puck in. Are they in Columbus tonight? No, they are in Washington. All right, go Ovechkin. All right, friends, let's talk some wrestling. Of course, we are still recovering from Royal Rumble weekend. The road to WrestleMania has started. It was sponsored by Mountain Dew Pitch Black. And there's Big Baller G. How was your dinner?
What's good? I'm pretty good. Yeah.
I love that. Oh, check out the hoodie. That's a pretty cool hoodie, man.
Yeah, I've had it for 2-3 years now.
Repping the Macho Man there.
Macho Man.
Dig it.
All right. Well, if you didn't catch the Royal Rumble, we started off with the Rumble itself, and of course, the American Nightmare coming in at number 30. Beating Gunther in over 70 minutes. Wow, 70-minute man, a new record for the men's. And then, of course, the Pitch Black match. Hey, let's get this out of the way. Let's open this stuff. Cody Rhodes did this at the press conference. He had the bottle there, and he's like, somebody's got to help the sponsor. So let's see.
That was great.
Yeah. Well, at least he didn't do what Brock did years ago at a UFC fight that was sponsored by Bud Light, and he said he's drinking a Coors. Luckily, at the press conference, he had 2 bottles of beer, and he's like, guys, I'm drinking Bud Light. So let's see how this tastes. It's got a great taste to it. It doesn't taste like Mountain Dew, though. I can't.
Does it taste like grape soda?
Yes.
Yep. Carbonated
Grape soda. Absolutely.
Tyler said he liked it, but it's not his favorite. My son Tyler is a huge Mountain Dew drinker.
Code
I'm not
Red.
a Mountain Dew drinker.
Code Red.
Code Red.
Baja Blast.
Baja Blast. That's the way to go. Well, it's not bad, but I mean, if you like grape soda, just call it grape soda, I guess. I mean, I was thinking more of a black cherry than a grape, but anyway, the Pitch Black match, of course, was a glow party. Let me say, I said this. I might have said this on open mic night, or I might have said this on the after party. The makeup job with the black lights, phenomenal, excellent job on that. That was a trip. I saw that and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Bianca retained against Alexa Bliss. The Women's Rumble, of course, Rhea Ripley won that after going coast to coast. And then, of course, Roman and Kevin, the aftermath with it all went downhill for Kevin, I believe, with the spots on the steel steps. 2 good shots, get back in the ring, a spear. We start beating up on Kevin. And then Roman hands the chair to Sammy, says, go ahead, finish him off. And Sammy wouldn't do it. Sammy turns on the bloodline. Or Sammy hits Roman, actually. And then all hell breaks loose. They start beating up on him. Jay leaves the ring. And now we have no idea what's going to happen on SmackDown. Roman has started a TikTok account, so now he gets to add that to his social media. His first TikTok was him coming off of his private plane from the Isle of Revency. And then at the end, while the press conference was going on, he had a towel on his neck, looked at the camera and said, "You're either bloodline or you're not." Walked off. Heyman had that cheesy grin on his face with both belts. The TikTok logo came up. And that was the end of that. So, with what happened on Raw, what happens next with Sammy and the Bloodline? Who wants to go first? And we will talk about Roman versus Cody. Thank you. That is the main. And we will. And Rhea chose Charlotte as her opponent for WrestleMania. First, let's go. What happens with Sammy and the Bloodline? Who wants to go first?
Baller has it first.
Go ahead, Baller.
All right. So, I've talked about this so many times before on the review, on Open Mic Night. Now that we have Sammy with KO, they haven't aligned yet, but we know they're going that way. Eliminations Chamber is coming up. I feel like Roman is going to challenge Sammy there. And then that's where Jey Uso comes and helps Roman out and say, I've always been bloodline. And then we get KO and Sammy versus the Usos at WrestleMania.
Okay. Good setup. How about this? Here's
what a performance by Jey at the Royal Rumble.
It was. You couldn't have written that any better, and he played it off perfectly.
No one saw that part coming.
I don't think anybody did. I was surprised when Dori, you saw it. You were almost applauding Jey as he walked away from the ring.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I was cheering for Jey. I said, thank you, Jey. Good job. It's like enough of this brutal nonsense. It's gone on too far.
It has indeed. Sammy was the voice of reason, and instead of taking the shot, he took a shot at Roman. Well done. Had I was writing it, there was too much of a moment. Yes, we will get the Roman graphic as well too. Thank you. When we talk about Roman and Cody, I would have done. I felt that there was just too much of a shock after the chair shot. Roman goes down. I would have had Jimmy J and Solo just jump on Sammy right there. There would have been no chance for any of this. Oh my God, what did you just do? No. That is your tribal chief. You are the bloodline. You protect. Roman is the king. You guys are the pawns, the bishop, the queen, the knight, every other chess piece. Swarm after that rogue player. That's how I would have done it, at least. Go ahead, Josh.
So with that whole thing, I gotta say, everyone was calling for it. Sammy needs to be the one to turn on the bloodline, not the bloodline just turns on Sammy. They executed it amazingly. Like, absolutely amazingly. Now, the only thing I would have done different is I wouldn't have had Sammy throw the chair down after he hits Roman. I would have had him turn around, start swinging at Jimmy and Solo, etc. Just to try and, not just be like, okay, hit Roman, just give it to me. Like, no, I'm going to hit Roman, and I'm just done with you all. That's the only thing I would have changed. But the match was, I had to close my eyes during the stair spots.
Oh, yeah.
I had to close my eyes. I couldn't.
Jey kicking Roman? At what point? Where? When? What? After the beatdown of Sammy, perhaps, and then he could have got out of the ring.
Yeah.
When would that kick have taken place? Zach, go ahead, bro.
I feel like now you talk about Roman being the king, but is he though? Is he?
Right?
Well, we can't call him a queen.
If Sammy is not the king of the bloodline, I don't know professional wrestling.
I mean, if we're comparing the bloodline to chess pieces, the most powerful piece on a chessboard, of course, is the queen. But we're not calling Roman a queen. So what do you want to call him?
That's what she acts like. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Too much.
Wow.
So Zach goes out of camera here with Superman Punch. We know why.
I got a lot of animosity in my head right now. But
we know why. Believe me, we'll let you get it out.
Back to something prior to this, not to go backwards, but the Pitch Black match, that drop.
Yes, the Uncle Howdy
that
drop.
wasn't. Hey, so I called my friend right after that happened. I said, "Wait a minute, did Uncle Howdy just hit a coffin drop? What are they trying to do?" So wait, we're gonna call him Uncle Darby now? Is that what we're gonna call him?
Maybe so indeed. You never know.
With the bloodline, I think Jimmy needs to join Jay with Sammy and just leave Solo with Roman. And then, stack all the odds against Roman. And then, see where that leads.
And then it leads to WrestleMania, of course, as Cody now takes on the longest reigning Universal Champion in WWE history. There's the match. Cody is ready to go. This could be the one after we get through Elimination Chamber. Now, I had Jeff put up this graphic here. Roman is currently the Universal Champ at 884 days.
Boo.
Overall, with his previous Universal run, and when we get to WrestleMania, it'll be, if I wrote it down, also
947 days as champion if he's successful through WrestleMania weekend.
Right. Now, with the previous time that he was Universal Champion, he will reach 1,000 days total, but not a 1,000-day reign. That's going to happen on May 27th. So if they start saying Roman has held the belt for 1,000 days, they're meaning his overall two-time reign as champion, as Universal Champion anyway. For him to have the 1,000-day reign and possibly go on, like I said, we have to get through Elimination Chamber. We have to get through WrestleMania. We have to get through all of May. And then at the end of the month, then there's 1,000 days right then and there. Pop says it's time to move on. Maybe Cody could be the one to do it. But then do you want to give him that number? Do you want him to have a 1,000-day reign as Universal Champion? The other three records, Hogan, Backlund, and Bruno, with if you get past the 1,000, then is 2,000 conceivable? Would they keep the title on him for at least another?
No.
Or is it just too big?
No.
Hey,
No
let's
way.
deal with one record at a time. And you know what? A lot of fans right now, I think, are very unhappy with the beatdown that he gave on both KO and Sammy. It's time to end this reign. It's time to move on to a new champion.
Okay, so pardon the interruption. I'm trying very hard to stay off camera, which is why I'm doing this now since I'm not on camera. So Pedro Morales is also in the 1,000-day club, Mikey, for the record, with one singular reign. So it's Pedro, Bruno you mentioned, Backlund you mentioned, Hogan you mentioned, but Pedro is also in the top 4. Roman is top 5 all-time singular reigns with a WWE-recognized world championship. So that's where the 884 comes in. He is chasing, as of now, let me just take a look here to make sure I'm not off, because I know I'm not off. I just want to see how far off one is from the other. So Hogan's next, because Pedro's next at 1,027. That was when he did Ivan Koloff after Koloff shocked the world and defeated Bruno, and then he was champion for just shy of 3 years until December of 73. So if Roman passes 1,000, which again is not till May in this particular reign, not combining the two, and I tried to clarify in the chat. I guess I didn't make myself clear, or just whatever. WWE is being very careful about saying what number he's at. They are not trying to combine the two reigns, nor will they, I think, because there's people like you and I, Mikey, who are going to be anal retentive about it and go, nope, you're wrong, Cole, sorry. 84 has been since Payback 2020. That is finite, that is concrete. So, which is why I added the stipulation of him being 302 days, which is since WrestleMania Night 2 last year, that he's been the one undisputed WWE champion. Right. Excuse me, there goes the cough again. Damn it, all the hell. I tried. I did. So yes, the stat you sent me was if he defends and retains on night 1, it'd be 945, but they're not going to have Roman main event night 1 unless they do get The Rock, which again looks not only unlikely but unnecessary at this point. For me.
Yeah.
So
it has been announced The Rock will not be there.
Well, but Triple H didn't say no, didn't say yes, danced around it like a finely tuned Fred Astaire student on Saturday. Flat out, he did. Same with everybody else in the damn media. So, I mean, it is what it is.
For saying that, I mean, he was very blatant about that, saying, "I know exactly what you guys tell me, that he's not in shape." Well, he's not in shape.
Well, okay. Let me. Hell with it. Hang on. I'm going to start.
Come on in, Jeff.
Go ahead and. Yeah, all right. I look like hell, so sorry. So, here, let me throw a hat on at least. So, like a complete club. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, God, I'm way zoomed out. Okay. So basically, how it works out is. Rock has gone into social media and said, I don't have time to get into active, shape. Roman went on to clarify further on the Tonight Show Friday night that he, the difference between being in jacked shape, like Triple H talked about, like Rock has talked about, he lives in the gym. He doesn't live in the Performance Center. He doesn't live in the WWE ring the whole year like he does at the gym. So there's a difference between training in the gym like The Rock, only Dwayne Johnson can do, and then training to go into a main event world title match in a WWE ring in front of however many 100,000 people or whatever it's going to be at Inglewood in a few weeks. So, yes, they all could be snowing us still. We don't know. We won't know until April 3rd when we wake up Monday morning and go, oh, no Rock. God damn it. Mm. But, again, I don't think the story needs it at this point. We've got a great figure A1, A2, because A1 is, what's going to happen after what happened with Sammy and Kevin on Saturday, because that took a turn big time. And then, of course, A2 is, not really even A2. It's A1. They're both at the same level as Cody Rhodes and his chance to achieve the dream after that his father couldn't, that his brother couldn't. So I don't know if we need The Rock. Now, as far as the stats that I, you compiled and I, help Pat, however you want to describe it or whatever. If he gets through Mania, if he gets through both nights of Mania and he's still the champion, then he will have hit 947 come the end of Sunday, going into Monday. Right. So that 1,000 days that's on May 27th is most definitely after Payback 2020. And again, people will talk about 2020 being the year that it was and, forever will be. But Roman Reigns has been the constant in our WWE lives. He's been the champion. So it's hard to argue with the fact that he has been the tribal chief, the head of the table, whatever you want to call it. And it has always felt like they were building toward he and The Rock. I think now it becomes more of he's the head of the WWE table and Cody's mighty hungry. But now you have a potentially rabid dog in Sami Zayn, who's been, has bitten the hand that has fed him for months. So it's really a compelling story, and I don't disagree with Aaron's assessment whatsoever on Saturday on social media, and I think even during his live reaction, I had a chance to watch that back. Forgive me, Aaron, because we were a little busy Saturday night, but it was the best pay-per-view ending I've seen in, I don't know about my entire fandom, because that goes a long way, as does Aaron's. Aaron's goes back farther than mine, and he said that. So it is a subjective opinion. Everything opinion is subjective, despite what you believe. But it was damn good. It was cinematic in the best way, because that was some movie level ending shit right there. It was so good.
Yeah.
You want to tune in a couple weeks to the pay-per-view in Montreal. You want to see what's going to happen. And that's what
SmackDown.
What's that?
I said you want to tune into SmackDown for sure.
You watched Raw Monday night. I want to see what the rating was for last night, because I know a lot more people watched it than normal because they were convinced they were going to see a continuation. All we got was clips. It was like, oh, okay, we're going to watch Friday. Got it. So Fox is probably going to be very happy come Saturday morning.
So Virtue called that lazy booking.
It's not.
Okay,
not.
so hold on. Attack no, it's not. That's subjective.
Yeah, I know.
And I've been very careful about one way or the other on everything, Josh. Please. Virtue's opinion is his own. And as I've always said, opinions are like assholes. Everybody should have one, and most of the time they stink anyway, so that's okay. Including hell, I got some bad opinions that are, horrible takes, and I've been sick lately, so I know all about bad takes and stinky opinions. So it is what it is. I will say this. I'm more determined to tune into SmackDown Friday than I have been since this Bloodline thing sort of kind of not tapered off, but seemed to have plateaued a little bit here in recent weeks. And I'm working Friday now. I wasn't supposed to be, but I picked up a shift because I had to call out over the weekend. So I am going to be setting up Hulu here to DVR SmackDown, because I want to see the whole un-Hulu edited version, because I'm curious.
Set your DVRs.
I mean, really, I'm not going to be a show for WWE, but yeah, set your DVRs for SmackDown, because with Jey Uso going on Instagram and saying, little blood emoji, I'm out after what happened at the Rumble, anything is liable to happen here between now and February 18th.
He did that?
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he
said
did.
so. And then he tweet something, run it back.
If you was on Instagram, you would know that, Mikey.
And he, like
I'm old
G said, he
school.
tweeted pictures of him and Roman saying, "Run it back, main event Jey Uso."
Yep.
Wow.
And then you had Solo
figures.
tweet out loyalty, and then Sammy earlier on Instagram tweeted out a trash can with all the Bloodline photos and stuff like that.
Yes. That
So
was so heartbreaking.
This is all leading toward what will be the biggest screw job in Montreal in about 20 years.
Oh,
Wow, yeah. Oh my god.
man.
You figure somebody else in the Bloodline, along with Mr. McMahon and a French referee, screwed Hulk Hogan royally in Montreal in the same arena, in the same month, roughly the same event.
Gotcha.
Wait,
Looks
what?
like the Bloodline is going to try to put the final nail in the coffin of Honorary Uce, and it's going to backfire on them when they get to Hollywood. Just my prediction.
Oh.
It's a good prediction. Okay.
See, I thought you were going Bret
Oh,
Hart.
do I
Never
need to
mind.
request another day off from work so I can watch that?
No. If I was talking about Brett, I would have gone back 24. I am very finite in my years, Josh. You know this. So
Go ahead, Zach.
If Sami Zayn, like I just posted in the comments, if Sami Zayn doesn't get the Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston treatment push, then everything you built this for was for absolutely nothing.
Here's the difference, though, Zach. Bryan and Kofi were both knee-jerk audience reacting to something they wanted and didn't get. If Sammy, I'm not saying Sammy should be the world champion because I still believe we need to get to Cody dethroning Roman for the undisputed title. Let me just be clear on that, and I'll explain why as we get closer to WrestleMania, unless something happen, or get closer to the pay-per-view in Montreal, Elimination Chamber. But I lost a train of thought there. Give me a second. I'll get it back.
Josh, did you have something to say?
Yeah, I was gonna let Jeff finish first.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those they it's not like they're reversing course because fans have demanded Daniel Bryan get that spot. It's not like they're reversing course because Kofi had such a showing at the pay-per-view that they had to put him in WrestleMania. Sammy has been the end game for this for months. They did happen upon it. I still believe that. They happened upon it when he first cozied up to the bloodline for protection. But man, once they saw the audience reaction, even with Vince still, kind of sort of at the helm, they went with it. And Triple H has definitely expanded on that in his time in charge of creative, head of content or whatever the hell title they gave him this last weekend. I forget what the hell they called him. Forgive me. But so Sammy's not going to get the Bryan Kofi treatment in that I don't think they're going to crown him the world champion at WrestleMania. The only way I could see it possibly working, and this is even going to be a no for me in terms of overall predictions. I know I'm doing this earlier than usual, but I don't think he's going to beat Roman for either of the two championships as far as splitting them up early. I don't think that's going to happen because they need to have Sammy be utterly, officially, permanently screwed in Montreal to finally get him and Kevin back together fully and then have them beat the Usos at WrestleMania. I dare say main event first night.
Yeah.
That way the Bloodline main events both nights as they should.
Go ahead, Josh, and then I want to pose a question, one final question to the group, and then we'll take a break. Go ahead, Josh.
So, first off, the numbers for Monday Night Raw last night, 2.114 million with a 0.64 rating in the 18 to 49 demo. Finished in the top 3 for spots on cable. This is from No DQ.
Okay,
which is a lot better than last year's post-Rumble Raw. Here's the thing. This year, there was not a... Here's the thing. In the past, where we've had certain people expected to win the Rumble, but then fans have said, no, we want this person. And then there's been whole brouhaha after, like Daniel Bryan and other things in the past. Mania 2017, last year, etc. Here's the thing. While people were saying, a very small minority were saying they want Sammy to win, the vast majority are like, no, we still want Cody. That's why Cody's merch is sold out at the Rumble, sold out on Raw, has been selling out in general, because everyone is still firmly behind Cody as the guy to do it. That's why he got the reactions he's gotten. So it's still going to be Cody. Sammy doesn't need a Daniel Bryan Kofi thing because the fans are already okay with what's going on with Cody because they want and expect that. It's different because they want what they are expecting instead of not wanting what they're expecting. So I'm full on Cody. If Dwayne's not going to be there, oh well. We're getting Cody, and that's what it should be. And if it's not Cody to do it, then screw it, damn it. Give me Bronathan Breakker to do it eventually. Yes, I see your look, Jeff. I see it. After he passes 1,000-day race.
I was like, after 1,000 days, then okay.
After 1,000 days, Bronathan Breakker can do it if it's not going to be Cody at Mania. That's the only other person who can legitimately do it.
I have to ask, where did this Bronathan Breakker thing come from? Like, it came out of nowhere. I must have been gone for a couple weeks and missed a memo in company meetings or something. Where did that shit even come from?
I forget who started it, but it's fun.
Okay.
I guess because I honestly don't understand him being called Bronathan. Like, I honestly don't understand it. Like, it's not like it's
Braun Breaker, but I just call him Bronathan. It's fun.
no. I get that it's Braun and it leads into Bronathan, but why did we get to Bronathan was my question. And it's not me making fun of it. I do the dude only answer the question.
Who did I hear it first from? I'm trying to remember who I even heard. What?
Kind of going off the rails just a little bit. I want to get back
Sorry.
on track for one last thing.
Okay.
Can
Sure.
this scenario work? And then we'll take a break. Can Sammy fight Roman? No title on the line, just a straight up good old fashioned revenge fight. No? I'm seeing two.
Sure, it can. It's just, do they book it that way? And if it's non-title, do they have him win? Well, no, because then he's losing going into Mania, and that's just disastrous.
Yeah.
I don't even think a winner should even be involved. I just say just Sammy just somehow try to inflict as much pain as possible and maybe even get himself DQ'd. Because he's not out to win. He's out for revenge.
Well, and Zach, I'll give you a second. The last time we had a match that wasn't advertised as a match, it was advertised as a confrontation, was DDP Undertaker during the Invasion. And I'll let that one sit where it be. Go ahead, Zach.
This has Bret Hart written all over it. That's all I'm going to say.
Dori or Baller?
Yeah, maybe.
Your thoughts on it, and then we'll take a break.
I mean, they could, but then, I mean, we'll just have to see what happens in the next two SmackDowns because Elimination Chamber is on the 18th of February, so we'll see what happens. I mean, with Triple H and head of like content, creative content, whatever, I think he'll do the right thing.
Dori, you want to wrap it up?
Well, if it was just a revenge match, no title to possibly exchange hands or anything, I mean, I could see them possibly doing it, but at the same time, you're still going to have the bloodline in there. Sammy's still going to get the beat down because they're going to just do something to team up.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're not. It's not that point in the story yet. If it happens.
Yet being the operative word. So just watch SmackDown on Friday and see what happens. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, it's time for the meat and potatoes of Stat Boy Sports Bar. What happened during the conference championship and the road to the Super Bowl? Stay tuned.
It's going to be a little bit of a longer break because I didn't have a chance to put JJ's trailer in the beginning. So we got about
Fair enough.
We have an Eric Bischoff style near 3-minute break here. So come back after the 3 minutes.
Got it.
Stay tuned, kids.
right, friends, we are back in the sports bar. We're here to talk about the meat and potatoes of Stat Boy Sports Bar. That's FL football. The conference championship took place last weekend as the Eagles took on the 49ers and the Chiefs took on the Bengals. Let's start with a very dominant championship matchup between the Eagles and the 49ers. The Eagles ended up winning 38-7. Dori, you got the stats on that?
38-7. I thought it was 31-7.
Either way, the Eagles won.
There you go. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it.
Go right ahead.
All right. I'm actually going to start with the Eagles this time instead of the away team. Jalen Hurts went 50 for 25, 121 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, sacked 1 time. The 49ers had a few difficulties. Okay, more than a few difficulties. Keep in mind, I've only watched a few highlights here and there. I'm working on Sundays, so I don't get to watch my Sunday sports right now. We'll see if that changes.
We were paying attention to the game while we were doing our jobs.
Trying to pay attention to the game while we were at work. So Brock Purdy was not in for very long. He did go 100%, 4 for 23 yards. However, he tore his UCL in his throwing arm and had to be removed and had to leave the game. I don't have a whole lot other than the fact that injury could put him putting him on the sidelines for a minimum of 6 months, depending on how he heals. So, thoughts and prayers to Purdy with his injury, and hopefully he comes back. However, Joshua Johnson finished out for him. He went 7 for 13 for 74 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked 3 times.
If you want to know where your ulnar collateral ligament is, take a look at your elbow. It's on the inside of your elbow. It's right in this area. That's where he got hit. That's what's broken. That's what needs to be fixed. And he was rolling. He had this. I mean,
Yeah, that's a shame. He had coming in third string. He was undefeated once he became the starter to tear his UCL in a big playoff game. It's just breaking.
Pop, really? Come on, Pop.
I'm
the Super Bowl.
Jeff's already in a bad mood. You really want to take him off?
Oh. Come on, Pop. Oh,
get over it, Mikey. But I have to say I'm kind of with Pop here, considering the Vikings are NFC, so I'm kind of leading that way right at the moment.
The Eagles.
Yep.
Screw the Eagles.
I don't know who I'm rooting
for. That's your
opinion.
That's your opinion. We shall see. We shall see.
Only way I'm going to admit that the Eagles will win the Super Bowl is because of how dominant they were in the beginning of the season. Or was that last season? Either way, I gave them hype because of that, because of winning 13-0 and all that garbage. And then that was last season, was it? This season they weren't as dominant, but they were on top of the
look who they played. They played the 49ers. The third string quarterback was out. Brock Purdy was awesome. They played their 4th string quarterback. They played against the rebuilding Giants team. Of course they're gonna win. I just feel bad for the city of Philadelphia because it's gonna get torn down once again if the Eagles win.
Yeah, that's the one thing about some of our professional sports teams. They have a lot of fans that are so disrespectful, win or lose.
Oh, wow. There it is.
Yes,
oh,
Jeff. We know
my
how you feel about Philadelphia right now.
I don't know. This is why I'm saying I'm not saying I don't know who I'm going to root for yet because Jeff's in a mood today. I don't want to die.
I don't know how quickly he can get to Cleveland and do that, sweetheart.
Easy, I'll just have Greg do it.
On the other side of the spectrum, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20, avenging their loss from last year. Dori, do you have the stats on that?
Yes,
the
I do. Yes,
Go
I
for it.
do. And again, I mean, my phone died, and Mike's telling me what's going on as I'm doing some cleaning details at work. So I know the Bengals started out rough, but they tied up the game and they kept it going strong until the end there. Burrow went 26 for 41, 270 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He got sacked 5 times.
bang.
Five
That's half of what he did last year in the playoffs.
Now Mahomes was 29 for 43, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he got sacked 3 times. And he was in there playing with a high ankle sprain. What gives, guys? Okay, now
Go ahead.
again, because of work, I got to watch a few little highlights here and there. Everyone's entitled to their picks, favorites, whatever, except Mikey. Yes, he does.
Well, I really don't care who's going to win the Super Bowl this year. How about that?
That's why I've actually requested to not work Super Bowl Sunday so I can actually watch the game. And Mikey said he's going to work because he doesn't care.
Yeah, I'm going to go to work. I would rather work on Super Bowl Sunday than care about. I mean, if I am forced to make a pick with a gun to my head, I'm rooting for the Chiefs. Okay, Mahomes deserves another title. You got the division or the conference championship 7 straight in a row. Yes, of Travis Kelce, of course, doing the rock there. That was a good little shout out to them. So I'm picking. I'll say on camera. I hope the Chiefs win. Can the Eagles?
You're rooting
win?
for Brady Jr.
No.
Oh, whoa!
Oh, wait! No!
Mahomes, no. I got this. Dory, I got
Okay, now I'm on. All right, hang on a second.
All right, hold on.
That's
Before
enough.
we
That's
get
enough
into
out of
that,
you.
Mahomes is nowhere near Brady level. I will never bash Mahomes because Mahomes is a lot more respectful than Brady ever was. Okay? Mahomes has a maturity level way more than Brady does. He's younger, better, faster, smarter, and is one of the top players ever. Mahomes is the GOAT. Brady is not the GOAT. Go ahead, Dory.
Mikey, for the love of God, let Dory talk because I think she was going to try to head you off at the pass there before you crashed the damn car already.
that's that's why he doesn't have a driver's license. Okay, so
Poor Mike.
and I'm seeing these comments about the Chiefs find a way, that Mahomes magic, and okay, yes, and I love Mahomes as a quarterback. Don't get me wrong.
Love you, Jerry.
Don't get me wrong here. However, I have to question this, and we've seen this a lot. It's like, what wasn't this penalty called? Why wasn't this penalty called? Why didn't the refs take care of this? Why didn't the refs take care of that?
Because they were paid off.
That's my line.
No.
That's my line. So there was a call at the end that could have changed this whole outcome. So there was a personal foul called, but there should have been a holding penalty called with it on the opposing team that would have neutralized each other and not given the Chiefs that advancement.
I did see that play.
The Bengals still would have had another chance, a good chance, I think, from what I saw with highlights.
Mahomes is the ref's new golden boy now that Brady's old and tired.
That's something I read. That was something that some of these NFL executives are trying to make sure their star quarterbacks are protected. So they're ignoring some of these calls.
Was that your reasoning for calling him Brady Jr., Josh?
Yes. And it's because I don't want him to get another Super Bowl this quick. I'm going for Jalen Hurts. Go Birds.
Go ahead, Jeff.
You almost had me back on your side with agreeing with the assessment about the referees and the officials, but then you went and said, "Go Eagles." So I don't know what the hell to do with you, little boy. I don't know what to do with you. You're killing me.
Okay.
You're starting to work your way into a full-time schedule away from the network, so I'm trying to be nice to you as you fade out, and then you're just pissing me the hell off today.
Go ahead, Zach.
Zach, you're up.
Love you, buddy.
Oh yeah, is it Zach? Is it time for your rant? Or are we still talking about the game?
No,
That's
partial.
just- yeah,
partial.
almost.
Okay,
I'm
make sure.
gonna rant just a small on this.
Okay.
Deflate Gate. Bounty Gate. And now Kansas City gave the game ball to the referees.
Did they?
Yeah, they gave the game ball to the referee.
I saw that. Yeah.
Oh,
Kermit the Frog,
Get
Mahomes.
it?
Yeah.
Jeff, no offense
Ooh, sorry.
at all. Please do not take offense to this. But I am going for Philly for one reason and one reason only. They have two of my Saints there from last year and my quarterback from Notre Dame, which is the fourth string quarterback. Go fucking figure. And you got CJ Gardner-Johnson. But hey, public service announcement, getting ready for a real rant. So stay tuned for that.
G, go ahead, and then we'll break the news that was given away about an hour ago, and then we'll let Zach rant. Go ahead, G.
So I don't care who wins the Super Bowl. I'll still watch it. I'm watching it mainly for the halftime show because I like Rihanna, and I'm watching it because of the commercials.
yeah, gotta have those commercials.
I could care less about the Eagles. I could care less about the Chiefs. Like I said on Facebook the other day, both teams are trash. I don't care who wins. If you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it. And Steelers fans for life, baby. Bang.
Uh-huh. Hey, at least we can both be happy that the Bengals are on the couch with us in 2 weeks.
I'll agree with that.
I know about 99% of that post. As far as digging on the Bengals and the Steelers fan, not so much. Everything else, I am with you, brother.
Like I said before, I feel bad for the city of Philadelphia because if they because from what I read, they had like police out there and they had like greased poles and stuff, and people were still jumping on the poles and like tearing down and shit.
Yeah, and again, I haven't brought this up last week or whatever it was last time I was on with you guys. Why is it these major cities, LA and Philly and all this other shit, why do we have to celebrate victories with the violence and the destruction of property? If we lose, let me be clear on my statement here. I don't condone it whatsoever in any case, but we won. Y'all won the damn game.
Yeah.
Your city's trash as it is. Why are you going to mess it up more?
Alcohol fueled?
Like, seriously.
Yeah, drinking and partying.
And that's not just Philly, for the record.
No,
I said
LA is horrible.
Have y'all been downtown Los Angeles? It is a rat's nest with a little bit of new paint over it. It's a shithole. Oh, Lakers won the NBA title. Let's trash it again. Oh God, we just make
Baltimore is.
I mean, WWE fans did that to Tampa after Mania.
What happened?
I said WWE fans did that to Tampa after Mania in 2021.
Well, that's because Mania 2021 ended how it ended, to be fair. And Tampa, Tampa, the maddest person is going to be Hogan's family, and they could use a peg or two down of humble pie anyway. So
Zach is chomping at the bit. He wants to talk. So
No. Hold on, Mike.
Oh, there's more.
No.
Not on his bed yet. Hold on.
You know why? You know why, Mike? You're gonna enjoy this.
Go ahead.
You know why fans try to climb up poles, even though they're greased during because everybody wants at some point in their life to feel your inner stripper, and that's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go.
It was in that moment I checked out again.
Good night, folks. See you later.
All right. Breaking news as of about an hour ago. Get the banner ready because Zach wants to preach on this. Prepare the choir and pass the offering plate. The Denver Broncos agreed today to a trade with the New Orleans Saints to make Sean Payton the 19th head coach franchise history. The Saints will receive the Broncos' 2023 first-round pick and the 2024 second-round pick for Peyton, and the Saints' 2024 third-round pick. All these sources are coming from ESPN's Adam Schefter. So this is a legit thing. The Broncos are also expected to make him one of the highest-paid head coaches in the league. All right, Zach, this is all you. This is your floor. Ladies and gentlemen, the banner is ready. Everything he says is all on him. Go for it.
Okay. Let's start off with this. You trade Sean Payton. Fine, cool. I get it. Sean wants to coach. He ain't ready to come back to New Orleans yet. That's fine. It's fine. Let him go. But you look at all these other deals for coaches. You know, look at the Raiders, for instance. Look what they gave up for John Gruden. A massive overhaul of picks and money and this and that and jets, and you know, everybody wants to be a Pepsi star. Where's my jet? Anyways, but the Saints get the 30th pick in the first round, which comes from San Francisco. You get a second round pick next year, and that's it. And then to get Sean Payton, you got to also give up a pick? What? Okay. Make that make sense. The Saints have to also give a pick with Sean Payton? What fucking universe do we live in? The compensation for this needs to be changed. There needs to be a set agreement with set standards, because it's uncalled for. It's not right. It's not fair. And I'm going to say this right now. Mickey Loomis said this was a great deal. Mickey Loomis, you're a fucking idiot. You spend most of your time worrying about fucking the owner's daughter rather than fixing your team. No wonder why Sean Payton don't want to come back. Because you're a fucking idiot. You are destroying this franchise and you need to be showed the boot. But that ain't gonna happen. You kept Dennis Allen here. For what? He's a horrible fucking coach. You kept the offensive coordinator. He was horrible. This team is loaded with talent, and we finished fourth worst in offense in the NFL. In the NFL, we had a worse offense than the Cleveland Browns. And that's dude, we had a worse offense than the Cleveland Browns. And the only thing they specialize in is getting compensation from massages. Come on, man.
Whoa.
You know, I'm done.
You did not go there.
He went there.
Zachary.
Oh God, here we go.
Watch it, Zachary.
Okay, one positive note. I will say one positive note. Congratulations to D'Amico Ryan for becoming Houston's next head coach. That is great. That is truly well deserved. Big G.
Before Stat Boy goes on to his stats and stuff like that, why do you think the Steelers only had 3 coaches in the Super Bowl era? And not going coach to 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 coach?
Tell us.
Because I don't know. I'm just being cocky here.
Oh, you're being cocky.
Like seriously, like since the late 70s, we had Chuck Noll, we've had Bill Cowher, and now we're Mike Tomlin. In the span of like 10 years, the Cleveland Browns team has had like 20 coaches, and like 10, 20, or 15 of them were like last year.
Is all that true, Josh?
All right.
You want to put
That's
your
all I had
finger
to
down,
say.
Josh?
That's all I had to say.
Thank you. Do we
This
want
one's
to
for
take a
you,
break
Mikey.
before we end the show? Producer man, you got another commercial in the queue? Yes, no, maybe? Or do we just want to wrap it up? Microphone.
Muted.
Sure. Yes, I know. Thank you for producing, producer. Yes. See here. Commercial. Yeah. Did I run this one? I didn't run this one. Yeah, we'll do this one. Why not?
All right, we're going to take a commercial.
It's only 40 seconds long, though, so be ready, kids.
That's fine. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to finish up the show. We got pick 'em results. Lose positive spin on the week.
Boo.
All right. Thank you for the commercial there, Jeff. All right. So now nation, the final round of the Pick'em contest. Let's bring up the results during conference championship. Who picked what and everything? You have that, Jeff, please? Thank you.
You gotta be a little patient with me there, stat boy. I can only scroll so goddamn fast.
There are the overall scores. Those are the current scores. Dori has the lead, 197. Daniel at 192. Tammy at 191. JP at 184. Mike at 183. That's not me. I didn't play this year. Zach at 182. Jerry at 178. Brandon at 171. And Emmanuel and Nathan are at 170. These are the scores going into the final matchup, which is Super Bowl Sunday. We are not doing the Pro Bowl.
Okay, I just realized I'm missing the graphics, so just stretch for a second.
Well, if you put that graphic back up, I can just go ahead and read from it to say how the final match is going to go. So that'll be fine.
Well, no, because there's one there that's vital to what you it's actually what you just asked for. So just give me a second.
Oh, all right. Well, while Jeff brings that up again, I will make the announcement that next season we'll be continuing this, as Dori, of course, is the two-time reigning regular season champion. Two-time. So Tammy, Pop, Emmanuel, and Daniel picked both games. They got the 12 points. Mike, Dori, Nathan each chose Philadelphia. JJ only picked Kansas City. They each got 6 points. Brandon, JP, and Zach didn't get any points at all. In the matchups, Nathan defeated Zach 1-0, and Tammy swept JJ 2-0. So now we're at the final match. It's going to be Dori, Tammy, and Nathan. This is the way we set it up because of me screwing up the wild card weekend in the beginning. So the Super Bowl is worth 8 points. So this will determine not only the winner of the tournament, but also the winner of the overall title. So here's what happens. Dori and Tammy are going to make their pick on who wins the Super Bowl, Kansas City or Philadelphia. If all of them pick the same team, if they all pick Kansas City or they all pick Philadelphia, Dori gets the overall title, regardless of what happens. They'll all get 8 points or they'll all get nothing. The scores will remain the same. Everybody else is too far back to make a shot at the title run. So I will thank everybody for playing, but still go ahead and make your pick for the Super Bowl just to finish out the season and play for those play for points and play for position. Now, if Dori and Tammy, let's just say they both pick Philadelphia and they are both right, and Nathan picks Kansas City, Dori gets the overall championship because she'll be in first place, but she'll still win. If Tammy, say, pick Kansas City and Nathan picks Philadelphia and Philadelphia wins, Nathan gets the overall title. If Dori and Nathan choose the same team, if they choose Philadelphia and Tammy chooses Kansas City, and Kansas City wins, Tammy gets the overall title. Those are the scenarios to get the most points. Now, for the tournament winner, if there's a split, 2 for one and 1 for the other, the two that pick the same will then go down to the bottom 3 questions. Question number 1, what is the total number of points in the game? Guess the number of points that Philadelphia is going to score. Guess the number of points that Kansas City is going to score. Add them together. That is your pick. The player that gets closest without going over will win the whole thing. We'll win the tournament portion of the game. Now, if those two go over, we go to the next one. Since Philadelphia is the home team, their quarterback, Jalen Hurts, gets the next question. How many completed passes will Jalen Hurts make in the game? Same scenario. You'll make your guess. If you closest one wins, if you both go over, we go down to the final question. How many completed passes will Patrick Mahomes make in the game? If by some chance both or all go over on all 3, it's a draw. Nobody wins the tournament. There's just no other way I can do it. I don't want to bore it out and make tiebreaker after tiebreaker after tiebreaker. It'll just be a 3-way split. Nobody loses. But there will be an overall winner based off of the pick of the Super Bowl. Now, what I'm going to do is when I send out the official ballot, I guess, if that's what we want to call it, I will give everybody the amount of points that each team has scored in the playoffs and how many completed passes each quarterback has made. That is a reference point. That way you don't have to just guess blind. And then finally, when we come back to wrap up the Super Bowl and the 2022-2023 NFL season, we'll declare who wins, and then we'll put football in the NFL to bed, and we'll focus on the XFL. So that's what's going to happen with that. Good luck to all 3 of you. Again, also keep your picks secret. You really go give anybody an edge on who you're going to pick. You can ask questions. You can say, which team has won more, which team has done best, and all that stuff. Okay, but at the end, I will put this in the chat. Please keep your picks as secret as possible. Don't tell me. I don't want to know because I have loose lips. I will brag and I won't keep my mouth shut. So just keep it like that. And then
either way, it all goes down after this is over with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Eagles take on the Chiefs in Arizona. All right. We have come to the end.
The Kelsey Bowl.
What?
Yeah.
The Kelsey Bowl.
Kelsey Bowl,
Yep.
Indeed. As far as Stat Boy shout out for myself, if you guys remembered, it's just a little bit of news. Earlier in the season, I put up a graphic for a poker group that I'm part of. It's called World Tavern Poker. We're finishing up our season 2 play. Yesterday was a tournament at the Fox and Hounds in Newport, Tennessee. Didn't do too good. Let's just face it, I bombed. But there was a play that I got. I flopped 4 of a kind. Never have I done that in a while. I was very proud that I sent Dori the text on that one. A lot of people are like, what are you doing going all in after flopping 4 of a kind? You should never do that in a tournament. But I did it anyway. I knock out on that play. But because you guys know, me and cards are almost synonymous. And if things go all well, tomorrow I'll have some news to share next week about season 3 of World Tavern Poker. Dori Lou, we're coming up on Heroes and Legends 19 here in Pigeon Forge, which is the next city over from Sevierville. It'll be on May 13th. They are promoting the King of the Mountain match. It's their version of a 20-man battle royal. It's at the Evergreen Smoky Mountain Lodge and Convention Center, which is right where we used to live before we moved to Sevierville from Pigeon Forge. There was a nice little spot out there. They are also going to have, of course, a fan fest. Headlining, I believe, is Greg the Hammer Valentine. He is right now a big legend there. Bell time is at 7 o'clock that night.
I'm excited.
Pictures you see in the intro of our show, that is where from Hero and Legends last year with Sam Knight and all our friends out there. We're going to take more pictures and more
Ricky
pictures.
Steamboat.
And Ricky Steamboat and the Intercontinental Championship.
Yep.
All right.
And that was my first live wrestling event, and I had a blast. So I'm looking forward to more.
Just wait till we get you to a WWE show.
And
then help us.
No, Jeff?
No?
I'll behave.
I'm not worried about you behaving. I'm worried about knucklehead to your right behaving.
Accurate.
The duct tape.
That won't work.
You want to bet?
Duct tape can't fix it, but it does muffle the sound. Anyway.
Each week, Dori Lou gives out a weekly positive note to share love and positivity to the world. Dori, the floor is yours.
And right now we need it after all collectively ragging on him. So let's go ahead and do it.
All right. So welcome everyone to the Weekly Delight. Trying to keep a little bit of positive out there in the world. As we know, there's a lot of rough stuff going on all over the place. We just had another a really bad incident in Memphis with we're not going to go into detail, but it's not good. It's not good. We'll just leave it at that. So prayers to the families in Memphis and anyone else who's been affected with these kinds of incidents. But as you can see, if you haven't picked up from watching us, we are all very much our own personalities here. This is none of us acting. This is us. This is who we are. You know, the craziness, the insanity. This is who we are. So this really fits our group. From Oscar Wilde, be yourself. You know why? Everyone else is already taken.
I love it. I love it.
Unless you can be Batman. Be Batman.
Oh, wait. This tattoo says I'm Batman.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Oh, I knew it.
And keep that smiling going and keep them wondering what you're up to.
Well, since he is Batman, I'll let him do his plugs first. Otherwise, he might batarang me or some shit. So,
go ahead, Paul.
All right, so there you go. Those are my social media plugs at BigBallerG1988 on TikTok, NoDQ.com/BigBallerG on Twitter, NoDQ_BigBallerG1988 on the Insta. And this Sunday, I'm so freaking pumped. It's Celeb Fest 6. Parker Kane Promotions is bringing in a plethora of great talent. You have the great Nikita Koloff. Got some female talent. You got the ROH 6-man tag champs. And we're bringing in the 2, and then we're working with the other promotion to do a kind of package deal with all 3 of them. So that'll be awesome.
Oh, nice. There you go.
There's going to be a plethora of other talent there. Like I said, the 4 Horsemen are going to be there.
Yes.
DDP is going to be there. Julia Hart's going to be there. Everybody's going to be there. It's going to be an awesome time.
So let me give a little love real quick to a couple of people. Ashley, I can never say her last name right, so forgive me. Ashley, is it D'Ambois?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So Ashley is actually her and her sister were both on the Jericho cruise that I was on, the last Jericho cruise, and it was her sister that was ultimately my H2O savior because I've been drinking for 4 straight days, and she saw me at poolside like, okay, the boy needs some water, so she gave me legit, I swear to God, a case of spring water to make sure I can survive through Sunday to get through the last day of the cruise.
And then the other one, the Dina Steele, she's local talent from MCW.
Yes.
And then I think Maddie is, I believe, Khan's girlfriend.
I believe you're right. And lest we forget the proper introduction to the legend, the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff will be there as well. So there you go.
Yeah,
all right. We'll go with Zach. What the hell?
Follow me all over. Fluffy Madden God, which is got deemed
the greatest Twitter
handle ever.
I don't know. You got competition.
Follow me on Instagram at DJ Bayside High And even though Big G wants to be Batman, if I could be cloned to be anyone, I would be Kevin Smith.
Well, I mean,
Who?
that's fair. That's
Yeah, I
fair.
can see it.
Who?
That's definitely a fair
Kevin
trade-off
Smith.
for being Batman, because Kevin Smith might as well be Batman anyway.
He
All
doesn't
right.
No idea who that is.
Right?
You know,
Look at
okay.
Josh.
Oh, okay, wait. I gotta pause everything now. Wait. Stop. Hold on. Okay, wait. All right. So for the record,
Showing my age here.
Josh's views do not represent the Casa, the Jeff Meacham Network, or anybody else. He doesn't know who Kevin Smith is. JJ's gonna fire you on the spot from this show.
Right?
Jesus.
If he was watching, he would come in here and do it.
Moochie. Oh.
Oh
I
God!
know I'm
Renegade. Where
There she
Williams?
Yo,
Okay,
JJ,
so-
if you're watching this later, you need to pull his.
So JJ, when you're watching on demand this week, and then we go to Mike Night after Vengeance Day, it may be Josh's Vengeance Day. He may have to exit the month early. My goodness. Okay, for the record, Josh, have you heard of the movies? The movies Clerks, Mallrats, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, all the
He's confused.
You are fired. You are so fired.
And I thought I was out of touch.
Wait. I'm sorry. Wait. No. Not fired. You are deleted.
Unfollowed,
let me-
unfriended.
To be fair, he's just a baby. It's okay. It's okay.
Where's Dylan when I need him?
Dylan knows who Kevin Smith is.
Shit.
Kevin Smith?
Yeah.
You know who that is, right?
Yeah, Mallrats.
There you go.
Not helping Dylan.
Love you, Dylan.
He's universe, right? Come on. Uncle Jay taught you well, damn it. Anyway. All right. Well, even though he's committed to social faux pas on this channel and across the Meacham, whatever the hell the damn thing's called.
When don't I?
Yeah.
There you go.
Everybody flood his Twitter account.
That's right. That's right. Shame this man. No.
Follow your Cleveland combatant on Twitter at CatholicJosh122, Instagram Alamangram. I apologize for not getting my Mansfield's matchups out for Royal Rumble. Last week was just crazy busy with stuff.
It was.
My Friday and Saturday was so busy, I had zero chance to get anything done, and I do apologize for that. So hopefully we'll be back for Elimination Chamber. Unfortunately, that streak is over. Although I don't think where it's broken in houses with that streak being over than when Taker's streak ended.
Yes.
So
before we get to our Barkeep's Twitter handles, I'll go ahead and do the shill thing because that's what I gotta do. Of course, coming up tonight after NXT, which is already in progress at 7:05 Pacific, 10:05 Eastern, Talk Wrestling will be on live, of course. If you missed Renegade's reviews of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, the longest running film in cinematic history, yes, it is still being played somewhere across the country after 40. Where are we at? 2023, damn near 50 years or 60 years, whatever the hell it is. I can't count. Buy the T-shirt wherever you can find it. Anyway, JJ reviewed it. It surprised me with his review. I'm not going to lie. So check it out over on the Casa channel proper. Tomorrow, he will begin his month of chick flicks and then Black History with How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, one of two movies featuring, Matthew McConaughey this week. The other one, of course, being Failure to Launch with Sarah Jessica Parker, both great flicks. Saturday, his new release will be Doggone, featuring the notoriously ageless, among other things, Rob Lowe. And then Sunday, he will wrap up the weekend with The War Zone, Week Access Report. Of course, you can catch him as well as the Simple Man and his spectacular voice, Noah Foster, with our coverage of Vengeance Day, presented by NXT, and then our post show of Mike Night, which will feature who the hell knows. Everybody's welcome on Mike Night. Even Morgan Freeman says so. You can catch JJ and I again on Dad's Not Always in Wrestling this coming Monday as we observe the anniversary, which is actually this Friday, of the day the music died, with our top 10 musicians we lost too soon. And I think that's it for JJ. Oh, of course, the no DQ plugs. Got a show for the boss. No DQ review Sundays, Raw recaps, AEW Dynamite recap, SmackDown recap. If and Rampage ever goes live again, he may recap that, but I doubt it.
Follow us, Statboy and Dori Lou, on Twitter at LBStatKid1977 and Hathaway Lou. Drop us your comments, your questions, anything sports related that you want us to talk about on the Sports Bar. We will take a look at it, put it into the rundown. Like us and everything else. Next week, we have been promoting this since probably week 12, 13, 14. Next week, the XFL preview. We're going to go team by team. We're going to bring up the coaches, and we're going to look over the XFL for the 2023 season. The kickoff, I believe, is February 21st. I believe
I got a big team.
It's 21st, 24th. It's somewhere towards the end of February. So we're finally going to do that. It's a 10-week season that will extend us all the way probably to the end of the NHL playoffs and awarding the Stanley Cup. Thank you all.
Saturday, February 18th.
18th is the kickoff? Okay. And that
yes.
That works out beautifully. We'll do the XFL preview. The next week after that should be the wrap-up for the Super Bowl. And then we start the XFL and the push towards the Stanley Cup playoffs. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your comments. I love you all. I say it every week, and I truly mean it. Statboy out.
Extreme Football League.